Hey, what is up, everyone? Pastor Jamz here, back with another review. And you see my face is a little red because I had to redo this video. I got a little carried away, and I'm really glad that I'm just gonna restart this whole thing. Anyways, I did not do Gems of the Week this past weekend because it was actually pretty slow in terms of singles. A few albums came out, which I might check out and review. But yeah, this following weekend for Gems of the Week, I'm gonna combine last week and this week's. So, with that out of the way, we have the newest mixtape project by NF, Clouds. NF is a 30-year-old Michigan rapper, and given the fact that in my past Jams of the Weeks, I really, he's had a few sour jams and one awesome jam, which really amazed me because I'm not the biggest fan of NF. I think his music is pretty generic and bland. But he really took me by surprise with that track "Lost" with Hopsin, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna give this a listen. And when I came into this album, I had really low expectations. I was like, I've had artists who surprise me that I don't tend generally listen to, and they've come out with great albums. So I was like, wow, maybe he might surprise me. Well, he did not. This album or mixtape, whatever he wants to call it, 42 minutes, 11 tracks, which 2 are duplicates. Bland, generic, and boring. Just like his album cover. And when I critique artists, I mean no disrespect to the artist. I mean no disrespect to the fans. If you're an NF fan or if you love this mixtape, album, whatever the hell you want to call it, that is fine. That's completely up to you. But given the fact that I just said I don't mean to disrespect the guy, I did find myself laughing during a track in this mixtape. And that's when I had to pause and take a step back. And I said, dude, this is disrespectful. I have no intentions of disrespecting the guy, but I was because I was laughing at him. And, you know, I'm not afraid to admit that. And I'm glad that, I got over it. It's just the lyrics in this thing is so cringy. Cringy, generic, and gray. His rhyme scheme is generic as hell, and that's okay. Artists can have generic beats, generic lyrics, generic rhyme schemes, as long as they do it right and present themselves apart from other generic artists. Switch it up a little. You don't necessarily rappers don't necessarily have to bring in 5 producers to do this complicated beat. Just because the whole production on this thing is so bland and gray. You have a few strings, mostly in a steady pace, very in a loud sense. You got some drums, you got some bangs, you got some bass, and that's pretty much it. Track after track, the production on this thing sounds exactly the same as the track before. The only time he switches it up, honestly, is Lost, Layers, and Story. Story, it's kind of interesting how he makes it in like the beat is like in terms of a clock, tries to act like a clock, like it's ticking because he's remembering something about the past. Lost and Layers, it's a generic beat, but he does switch it up a little with a beat switch, 2 beat switches, and that's completely okay. He did it. He did something to keep the listener interested. And the reason I'm going through with this review is because I'm seeing that people are calling this a game changer. A game changer. This whole mixtape. They believe that his rhyme scheme is off the hook and that he's so lyrical. A few play on words every single line or every few lines is not being lyrical. Anyone can do that. Any artist can do that. Being lyrical, you use a variety of vocabulary. Yes, you mix a play on words. You find different ways to convey certain meanings. A few play on words is not being lyrical. I'm sorry. Like, I know I'm redoing this video. I don't mean to be rambling on and on, but seriously, his whole demeanor is just cringy as hell. Oh, I went to the grocery store because I was hungry. Oh, I need cigarettes because I like smoking cigarettes. Oh, I'm gonna go get candy because I like candy. Do I get Starburst or Twix? I'm getting Starburst. I'm serious. That's oh my god. Then the whole thing with freaking oh, you're insulting me. It's like saying Mount Everest is a hill. Like what is he talking about? That's not being lyrical. It's just being cringy. I swear, man. Like, and then paid my dues. The last track on this thing, he tries to critique people who review albums and write blogs, saying that we're the bad ones. No, not only am I giving you free advertisement for your trash garbage mixtape, but there is bad music that comes out and people need to admit that yes, this is bad. But the reason that it's okay, your next thing I guarantee is not going to be as bad as this. That's why I encourage artists to continue, and I'm happy when they continue because I seriously doubt his next project is going to be as shit as this. Going back to the two tracks that I could digest from this mixtape, Lost and Layers, you know, Hopsin and NF, they really complement each other well, but it's so cluttered and so much cringiness and decent tracks, awful tracks that is I don't even know if it's worth listening to those tracks anymore. And then he had the audacity to put Clouds, the first track on this album, this mixtape, an edit of Clouds. He only took off 10 seconds of that track. What is the point of that? There's no point in that. You're just getting clicks. This is sad, honestly. This mixtape is sad. I'm not gonna go on no more. If you like cringy, bland, gray, lyrical garbage, this is the album for you, I guess, or mixtape, whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever he wants to call it. His credibility, his lyricism, his whole place in the game is in the dumpster. I'm giving this a bad 4. I'm not going to penalize him so harshly for being cringy because I've certainly heard worse, but this is a bad 4. I was going to go down the middle, but I can't cuz this is just awful. Anyways, that is the review. Uh and more a little emotion than my previous reviews, but honestly, I can't with this thing. I will see you all for the next review. Stay safe and peace.